What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. So, I'm having a conversation with some people, and we're just talking about sports, really fighting and shit. And it's funny because it's like 8 of us, and it's these 2 guys, right? Because yeah, be careful ordering shit from Amazon, y'all. Let me tell you what happened before I get to the story. So I ordered a brand new pair of nunchucks, stainless steel, right? Nice. And the fucking case come to my house without the fucking nunchucks. So now you got to go through all of this, typing in what happened, and that's why you got to keep your packages so you can send the order number back and all this shit, whatever, right? And, okay, whatever. Anyway, so we're talking, and these 2 guys, they were like, oh yeah, man, like they kind of, I don't want to say butted in because they wasn't trying to be rude or nothing, because we'd have told them to mind their fucking business anyway. But no, what happened was one of them was like, yeah, man, it's like, yeah, this and that. Because when I was talking about the nunchucks, I said, yeah, I still have nunchucks at home. I said, but I collect them as well, and I know how to use the motherfuckers very well. So there were, and this one guy goes, yeah, man, this and that. He brought up Bruce Lee. Oh, I love those. He's like, yeah, I was. Where do you buy yours from? And this and that, and whatever, and blah blah blah. So anyway, this is a conversation that's just common when Bruce Lee name comes up. It's almost like it's some unwritten law that when you talk about Bruce Lee, you automatically start comparing him to actual real fighters. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? Like, what is wrong with people? So this guy is talking about, oh man, imagine if Bruce Lee was alive and he was in the UFC. And I'm like, if Bruce Lee was alive and he was practicing and studying and fighting, training to be in the UFC, then yeah. Bruce Lee from Enter the Dragon and Bruce Lee as we know him, no. I can show you a fucking video right here on YouTube of Bruce Lee hitting a punching bag. And if Bruce Lee was throwing punches like that in the fucking fight, he'd get knocked the fuck out. He was literally, you know what was so funny? People, and this is no hate on Bruce Lee. Shit, Bruce was the fucking man back in the day. We all tried to, everybody out there with the little fingers out, imitating the way he sounded, how he fought and all that. We were kids. We ain't know any fucking better. But at the same time, what I'm saying is, there's no hate on fucking Bruce Lee. People take the truth as hate. They take common sense as hate, which I don't give a fuck. You guys are fucking buffoons, man. Look at what happens. You look at this video. Type in your search, Bruce Lee hitting a punching bag. And you tell me Bruce Lee could fucking even beat you in a fucking fight throwing punches like that. He's standing squared up with his fucking feet facing the bag and throwing punches from his hips. And all people were talking about was, look how you got that bag moving. Man, a fucking kid can make a fucking hanging punching bag move. He hit it. If he punches it enough times, it'll just start to get momentum and start to swing. I mean, like the things that people say, and I'm like, okay, I don't care about you comparing Bruce Lee to other martial artists and all. I don't give a shit about that. But what I'm not going to fucking do is have nobody fucking tell me that a guy who wasn't a fucking fighter. I remember Bruce Lee did an interview. The interviewer asked him who would win in a real fight, him or Muhammad Ali. Bruce Lee said, he would kill me in a fight. For me to beat Muhammad Ali, I would have to try to gouge the eye, hit him low, do things dirty, like not just, he's too big, too fast, strong. This is Bruce Lee saying this shit. But idiotic Bruce Lee fucking fans will sit and tell you Bruce Lee, 132-pound guy, 5'7" or whatever the fuck, he could beat anybody. Yeah, whatever. I don't give a fuck what Sammo Hung says. I don't care what Jackie Chan says. I don't give a fuck what Jim Kelly says. Y'all take it as hate when Chuck Norris says Bruce Lee was a good fighter, but he doesn't bow to Bruce Lee and treat Bruce Lee like, oh my God, nobody could beat Bruce Lee. You ever see that video of that guy and he's talking about Bruce Lee and he goes, there's a lot of guys that can hurt you, a lot of guys that can knock you out, but Bruce, he could kill you. And I'm like, why are you sitting there telling this story as if you got some near-death experience that just popped up in your head? It's like, they do all of this shit to fool you. So I'm like, I said, he said, you don't think Bruce Lee could fight? I said, I don't know Bruce Lee. I've never seen Bruce Lee fight. I've never seen him spar. I said, you got to understand the difference of something, man. Someone who trains as a fighter is not the same thing as someone who just trains. Where all these, I see a bunch of videos of Bruce Lee working nunchucks. I see a bunch of videos of Bruce Lee, talking. I see him giving speeches or lectures or whatever, doing demonstrations. Where are all the sparring videos? Where are the fight videos? And, it's like, for example, I remember when I first started going to the gym, and you're eager to just get in and fighting, and okay, they got you learning, training, you're exercising, you're hitting the bag, the speed bag, you learn all these things, the double in bag, all this shit. And I remember the trainer telling me, he said, I want you, when you go home, he said, you did what you did here, right? He said, I want you to do something when you go home. I want you, now promise me now, he said, I want you to do this. I was like 9 years old. He said, I want you to throw 1,000 jabs, nothing else. I'm looking at him like, he said, yeah, I'll explain it to you, but I want you to do that. He said, I want you to come back here tomorrow. He had a gym. He used to live in this building on my corner, on the corner of on my street. He used to live in this, and he had a gym down there and everything or whatever. And I went in there. I was throwing the jab, right? And he said, now, and he looked at me and said, I can tell you was throwing it, and throwing it like I told you to, right? Everybody that was sitting there smiling. It was all grown-ups, had a couple of people down there. I was the youngest kid in there. He says, do you know just overnight how much better you throwing your jab? Do you understand? So it's about repetition. It's becomes second nature. That's why you can hit a speed bag without looking at it. That's all these different things you can, but that's how you perfect it, is by throwing it. Any punch that you throw. Then he told me, because I'm a southpaw, see, my style is different. I'm ambidextrous. I can fight either way. The fact that I'm naturally right-handed, people was telling me, but you're not supposed to fight with your right in front of you. Your power hand's supposed to be, and I would show them. I remember telling the motherfucker, I said, who your best fighter in the gym? And I'm like, well, somebody my size, man. I don't want some little motherfucker. I'm like, I remember I sparred this dude, and the guy, now my whole thing was I'm sparring. I'm gonna show this motherfucker I got skills, man. I hear what you telling me. What you're not aware of is I'm aware of why I should fight with my left in front of me, why I should be orthodox instead. I get it. I'm showing you why it doesn't matter with me, and why I'm more effective than what you expect as a southpaw, especially. And we started sparring, and I remember I knocked this motherfucker out. Big ass 16-ounce gloves on, knocked this motherfucker out cold. And the thing about it, the reason I knocked him out is because he was trying to show me up. He wasn't just, let's rumble, and I'm gonna prove my point through sparring. I'm not sitting up here demonstrating, all right, now I'm doing, no, we just going to spar. I'm gonna show you. And this motherfucker was trying to knock me out, so I knocked him the fuck out. It's all right. And the look on everybody's face, like, oh shit, like, and the thing was, it took different people to understand me, where I was coming from, and see what I was doing. And that's the problem with these old trainers. Y'all only know how to teach a person one way. And the thing about it is, y'all just automatically dismiss something because you're not used to it. You didn't grow up doing it. It wasn't a part of your job. No, this is me. I know what the fuck I'm doing. And if you're not here to help me perfect my shit, then I'll pack my bags and go elsewhere. Because I'm not fucking here for you to try to fucking tell me I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I know what the fuck I'm doing. And I'll fuck up your best fighters any day. Yeah, but I got their respect and their attention, and they understood what the fuck I was doing. And they understood that, nah, he's right. This shit works for him. That's why I tell people, certain people have styles that work for them. For them. Now, as a kid, that same trainer told me, do the same thing, but I want you to do it with your left hand. Because they knew I was southpaw. But I could switch up either way. No problem, right? And he taught me these things. He wasn't doing that fucking speaking in parable shit and trying. No, he taught me these things. He showed me what I was doing And he understood, but I developed my own shit. Because when I was younger, everybody was trying to get me to fight like Ali. Dance and move and just, I didn't rule it out. In fact, as a kid, I thought that's what you were supposed to do. I felt like, all the fighters I saw that could box and move was the best fighters to me. So, but I got crazy fucking power. And that shit, like, things that you find out as you grow about yourself gives you more confidence, not just in your fighting ability, but to understand what you're doing and why you're doing it, to know what you should and shouldn't be doing. The best basketball players, the best football players, the best boxers, the best athletes have always been the ones that already know what they should be doing with or without the coach's instructions. Now, your corner man is there for a reason. But what I'm saying is, because you're on top of your craft. You're studying, you master your craft, you get it. You understand what I'm saying? It's in you to learn. It's not to rule shit out. It's to add to your arsenal. But a lot of people, like I said, they only know how to train you one way, so they're quick to tell you what you're doing is wrong. When it's not that it's wrong, it's just that, hey, man, this is what you do. Now, if you're sitting here telling me I'm going to get hit if I do this, or it's not, what if this happened? All these assumptions and all. Now you take your best fucking fighter, put him in front of me, and I make them look stupid. Now, what are you trying to tell me that I'm doing? You understand? So these are things, what I'm saying, the learning curves, the growing pains, all that shit that happens. And you're going to tell me a guy who doesn't fucking train as a fighter, who doesn't compete as a fighter, but he created his own Jeet Kune Do martial arts style. I'm not telling you what he can and can't do against other martial artists, and fighting the way they fight. I'm telling you, you're not going to fucking tell me, oh, Bruce would have beat Sugar Ray Leonard. Get the fuck out of here. He'd have beat Ray Robinson. He'd have beat Ali. He was too fast. You couldn't hit Bruce. You motherfuckers really believe in this Dragon Ball Z fucking storytelling shit. I've heard the stories that Jim Kelly and all them told about how Bruce was different and Bruce. Yeah, well, okay, whatever. Nobody's saying he couldn't have learned to box and become a great boxer, but no, he wasn't a fucking boxer. No, he wasn't a fucking professional fighter. He's a fucking movie actor that created his own style that, like I said, for what he knew how to do and the type of fight guys he went in for. Come on with this shit. What really gets me about people is, it's always this, whoever I like, now I have to go and prophesy for them that they're the very best at whatever they do. And they can do things that I never seen them do. No. See, what happens when you are fighting in a sport that is about a point system? Now, you have your little underground fight. We all done had our street fights and brawls and all of that. So what? What I'm saying, what happens when you get in there with somebody, full contact, trying to break your fucking jaw, trying to break your fucking ribs, that's fucking super smart, sharp, they know what they're doing, and you have to fight fatigue, you have to fight being able to get hit and go through pain. Do we even know that Bruce Lee could take a fucking punch? It don't matter. He was so fast. Like, wow. This is exactly the point that makes me laugh about people. So, anyway, when I finished talking to these, everybody that was with me was like, nah, man, Bruce Lee wasn't a fighter, man. Y'all got to get this shit out y'all head, man. Y'all believe in all this superhero shit. And I'm asking them, what was Bruce Lee's fighting record? What do you mean? What do I? They always say that shit. What was his fighting record? Oh, I don't know. Right. You don't know. You know why you don't know? Because he doesn't have a fighting record. Yet, you're telling me he can beat guys that does have a fighting record. Where do you get this from that he can beat these guys? They think that shit's real when you see the video of Bruce Lee playing ping pong with a pair of nunchucks spinning around and all this. I saw a video, an AI video of Michael Jackson. I should have smooth though, because y'all remember Vanity, right? And that was Prince's girlfriend at one time. So in the video, it's the song Lady of My Life. So Michael Jackson straight up stole Vanity from Prince in this video. It's funny as hell because Prince got this angry expression on his face, and they got them, like back in the day, they got swords and all this shit. But it's just a funny video, man. If you've never seen it, I just think it's funny. Plus, that's my song, man. But Vanity, yeah, it was funny. We know that that's not really Michael Jackson, right? We know that that's not really Vanity, right? That's not really Prince, even though it looked exactly like them, right? But we have the common sense to know that, right? You do know that they got videos right now where they're projecting images in the sky and all this shit. And people, what the fuck is that, bro? Oh my God, what the fuck? You guys gonna get right with God? I'm like, y'all just believe anything, don't y'all? So yeah, they got this video, man. I mean, I've seen all this different shit, man. And look, like I said, it has nothing to do with hate. What part of society, when do we get to this point that the truth is hate? Like, when do we become so immature and ignorant? like, come on with this shit, man. I remember I was playing against this guy in basketball, man. This dude like 6'7", 6'8". And we were playing ball. And I remember I bust his ass, man. Like he wasn't fast enough. And he's taller, but I can get up in the air. And he couldn't stop nothing I was doing. Too sharp, too much movement, too much ball, everything. He couldn't do shit with me. And I'm knowing the only chance he got to beat me is to try. But I'm strong and I'm big. I'm not no little dude. So even though you're taller, you can't back me down in the post. And the only way he's going to beat me is if he's hitting fadeaways or like hook shots or something where, you know, he can get, because those shots are like damn near impossible to block because of the angle they're coming from. And I wasn't letting him get anything. He tried to get in the paint. He couldn't. He couldn't do shit with me. He couldn't stop me. He couldn't do nothing. And I blew him out 2 back-to-back games. I said, you want to make it 3? Third game, pow. I was destroying him. He says to me, yo, you played college ball or something, bro. Like, you play. This is what I'm talking about. Some of us have participated in things or come from an era or the mindset where we take things like we're getting paid for it. We participate in things like, you know what I mean? Like, we really go hard. That's the way we were raised. So we grew up thinking a lot of things and seeing a lot of shit, but we had better insight than the kid that didn't do these things. So, for example, right, I'm a strong, rugged dude. I played a lot of football in the streets and the parks and stuff. And the thing is, we used to play like games with Rutgers and shit in New Jersey. We played football with like the high school teams and shit like that. Some of the college players, we like suit up. We play with them. So we now what I'm saying, for me to think that I could just go to the NFL, right, as is, not putting the work in. Like, I'm not out here practicing with these guys on a regular basis. You understand what I'm saying? But to play the game of football, I was in shape, always strong and everything. And people were like, yo, you just a natural athlete. Like, you can adjust to shit, man. You know how they tell you, like, Michael Jackson, the choreographers would come up with certain moves? Like, and Mike would learn the moves better than them. And he would then add moves to shit and whatever, right? So, some people just had that. It's just like a renaissance, man. They could just, all right? But what I'm saying is, now, for me to go to the NFL, to practice as the NFL players doing it, yeah. But for me to just come from a fucking, from a local park, and because I'm playing ball, you understand what I'm saying? Like, no, man, it's more than that. It's more than that. Could I learn that and have been? Of course. But no, I'm not going to fucking put myself in the same. Now, when it comes to boxing, that's different with me. I'm nice as fuck. Still. But what I'm saying, I'm not a fucking football player, man. I can play football, understand the rules. Yeah, I'm gifted, skilled, but no, I would not sit here and say, if you put me on the first of all, you got to learn the plays. Know what the plays are, who's blocking, all, like, you understand, that shit that you can learn. So that's why I'm saying, as is, no. So I say that to say, take Bruce Lee as he was and put it, no. It's something in martial arts, like I said, it's like some unwritten law where you can't say anything about Bruce Lee. You can't say somebody, fuck all that. No, Bruce Lee was not a real fucking fighter. He wasn't a professional fighter. It's like what Kimbo Slice did out in the streets. You saw his limitations when he got to the UFC, Bellator, and he started boxing. No. he wasn't the best fighter. No, he wasn't an actual MMA guy. No, he wasn't an actual boxer. He got a late start on those things. But he was a street fighter that came in, and what they did was matched him up with guys that couldn't wrestle, didn't know any takedowns and all, like Tank Abbott, just a straight up, like a fucking bouncer or something that, hey man, you know what, let me go into this UFC to just make some extra money. He didn't know it. Tank Abbott was one of the guys at the beginning. He was just a guy that threw his hands. He wasn't a fucking boxer. He was just a fucking glorified street fighter. And so Kimbo was being matched up with guys that had the least amount of skill sets, where he had a better chance of basically being able to knock them out. And it worked for him. As he stepped up in competition, you saw, like, yeah, where he lacked, okay, no different. Bruce Lee, the way Bruce Lee was hitting that punching bag, I know Bruce Lee didn't know how to box. You know how people hit the speed bag like this and shit? Okay. I know how to do that shit too. But I hit the speed bag in a stance that, like, I'm fighting in. There's nobody that I'm ever going to fucking fight and I'm throwing punches like this. You understand what I'm saying? So I do things. When I hit the punching bag, same thing. I don't throw punches to try to look fancy. I hit the bag as if I'm in an actual fight. And the reason, that's why I like the swivel punching bag better, because it moves. And it moving causes you to move and, you know, follow it to catch it down. You catch it with your shots, your movement. You know, and it helps you also to plant your feet, but in a way where you're kind of on your toes, so you can do that shit, boom, boom, and you still be elusive at the same time, catching shit, all that type of shit. You know, and the bag is not there for you to be hit. Hand-eye coordination is much better than just a standard bag hanging up and you're just hitting the bag. There's different things and techniques that I use that I've always done differently from other boxers, man. So what I'm saying is, it's years of training of this shit. It's throwing the same punches for thousands and thousands of times, over and over, throwing combinations, not being a robot, but understanding how to throw this shit, understanding, like, to trust your instincts is boom, shit just happens for you. All of this shit. You're not going to be no fucking actor. Somebody that don't train boxing, somebody that don't train MMA, like, I'm not talking about going to like just going through the motions. I'm talking, you're doing this. You're really getting punched, getting cracked, you're not gonna get in the ring and beat motherfuckers that's doing that. I don't give a fuck how much you love Bruce or anybody for that matter. Michael Jai White, who loved to spar with these MMA guys and boxers and stuff, he himself has said he's not a fucking pro fighter. You know what I'm saying? As a sparring partner, like, for example, you got sparring partners that are just as good and even better than the well-known fighters, but they don't have the name, they don't have that light, and people will tell you, like, this is one of the things, if boxing had cameras behind the scenes where you can see things that go on, you guys would learn and see, like, it's different from what the perception that people give you of what boxing is. It's different when you're involved in this shit, man. It's different when you train and you do something, when you put your body through this. Who the fuck do you think is gonna put their bodies through do that shit just to do it? I'm not talking about a one-time thing to record it, then they give you their take on what it is, and no, I'm talking just, they don't do that shit. They don't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just found that really crazy how people think that these fucking actors are like really real badass in real life. Movies are choreographed. So moves are made for you to shine. Like when you see a movie, a guy jumps up and run and kick, like, what was the movie? Was it Blood and Bone, where Michael Jai White kicked like 3 people, jumped up, pap, pap, pap. Yeah, it takes skill to do that, but who the fuck in a real fight is gonna fight you that way? I mean, you see like kung fu movies where these guys in the back, one guy's fighting like 12 guys. He got 2 and 3 jumping on him. The other one's back there doing all this shit. And like, nah. You ever see somebody get jumped before? Don't look nothing like in the movies. Movie fighting and real fighting are 2 completely different things, man. We all love watching Bruce coming up, man. We all thought Bruce was that guy. You know, Jim Kelly, Ron Van Cleef, all these different dudes, Billy Blanks, these dudes were nice. But when you talk about somebody who really can actually fight for real, like compete, and can fight and be, you know, be dominant and all, how are you basing that? Black Belt Jones? Game of Death? Huh? What are we basing this on? Chuck Norris was effective in karate. Jim Kelly was effective in karate tournaments. Bruce, whoever fights he had with people with their martial arts versus whatever, his style versus whatever, Ip Man, shit, all that. Okay, cool. Put these motherfuckers in the cage or a ring with top level fighters, man. Guys, it's not the same, man. Y'all think people can really break swords with their 2 fingers and all that stupid shit like they do in the movies? It's fantasy shit. It's not real, man. And I'm like, yo, like the guy was like, I never thought about it like that. I said, I looked at him and I said, what the fuck are you good at? Like, what is something you're good at? That there's a professional version of it. He said, well, I'm good at pool. I said, how often do you play pool? He said, well, me and him, we play probably like, I don't know, maybe once or twice every month and a half. I said, okay. So therefore, do you have confidence to enter like one of those billiards tournaments? Oh no, those guys will wipe the floor with me. I said, okay, so why do you give Bruce Lee, anybody else, so much credit but knock yourself? You got common sense to know you don't play enough. I can draw. I'm not the best artist in the world. I'm not even one of the best artists. I don't want to be or need to be. I don't practice this shit all the time. Every now and then I get that little itch and then I'll draw something and people, yo, that's nice. I like, you understand what I'm saying? People need to humble themselves and understand. No. So I don't do this. So for me to want to compete against somebody, let's see who can draw I don't do this shit every day. It's been like times where years go by, I haven't drawn a damn thing. And you know what I mean? Sometimes you start, all right, wait, I don't like, let me do it over. And then it starts coming back. It's simple, man. It's simple. One of the things about boxing especially, man, like, and these MMA guys keep fucking around and finding out. They always try to put boxing down. Oh, man, it's so boring. All you doing is punching. Our sport, you get the kick, throw elbows and knees. Right, so you're saying that since it's so easy and simple, anybody can do it, right? And what happens? They come in there and they get their ass whooped. And they always try to pull this. All right, we'll fight me in boxing, then we'll fight me in MMA. Just for the sake of, okay, you beat me in your sport and I beat you in my sport. You the one talking big shit like you can fucking beat anybody because you're an MMA guy. And then you go in there and get knocked the fuck out. That's on you. Right? Okay. Imagine a guy who's an actor that just practiced, but he's not doing shit coming home with bruised ribs. He's not coming home with marks on his face because of the way he's sparring on. No. He's going to go in there and beat these motherfuckers. He's going to go in there and beat those motherfuckers because he just practiced some shit that he's not even sure will work against another highly skilled guy. And that's the other thing. I remember a conversation we were having, and these guys are talking about, oh man, like what actors you think will be the best fighters, and we're like, I don't know, man. And that's why I use the term as is, because I'm like, so wait, you talking about right now? Like who's hot right now? I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even think nobody's hot right now in like mixed martial arts in the movies and shit. Anyways, you remember, okay, like the movie The Last Dragon. Back in the day, when we was kids, I remember we met that guy Tomic from The Last Dragon. And he had came into this school, this high school. He was doing like a demonstration. And he seemed to be a pretty laid back guy. Like, you know, he's doing his demonstration. And I don't know, it's something about people that when they see you in a movie role, it's the same thing. Somebody literally asking, yo, could you do that thing you did in the movie? Like how you make like your hands is waving, I'm saying to myself, I know this dumb motherfucker don't think that he really made his hands do that. Like when Bruce did that shit on Chinese Connection, like you do know that was a camera, right? Not them really able to do that shit. You do know that he didn't really get no fucking glow, right? Like what the fuck? Like, but people really look at you as the character. Now the guy, let me show you an example of something. The guy that played Sho'nuff, right? When I watched him, I didn't feel like he knew any fucking real karate. If you look at what he was doing in the movie, all this shit here, and he would just, everything was one move: jump, kick, right? Punching those push punches and shit. Not even palm strikes, just like slaps and shit. He did the one move where the guy threw the kick, he grabbed him, wrapped him, rolled, spin, took his leg from under him, and then, I mean, little shit. When I watched Enter the Dragon, I didn't think John Saxon knew no fucking karate. And mind you, I was a kid. And it's like the same thing. Then one day we find out. And I saw an interview with Jim Kelly, where Jim Kelly was saying, they was like, why did they kill your character in the movie Enter the Dragon? And the crazy part about it, and then Jim Kelly confirmed that shit. He said, well, the thing about it was John Saxon, was the bigger name between the two of us as far as acting, but I'm the real martial artist. John Saxon didn't know any martial arts at all. The lady that played Kill Bill, same thing. You watch them, they teach them enough to make it look like, do the edits and all or whatever, they make it look like you know some shit. Okay, but this is my whole point. When you see things and you like, man, this dude don't like, no damn karate. All them old 70s blaxploitation films, the Jim Kelly movies and all, you could see these dudes like, it was just acting, man. They Dolomite and them. These dudes ain't no fucking martial arts, man. Them old ass kicks, everything that they were doing, it make you laugh when you watch it, because you can see that they didn't know any fucking martial arts. These dudes wasn't even in fucking shape to throw no kicks or punches or do nothing for real, even if they wanted to. So when you see this stuff, it's like, okay, cool. Now, watching Bruce, you can see he's quick. You can see that, obviously we know that he was a martial artist. But how the fuck am I going to watch Chinese Connection, Fist of Fury, Enter the Dragon, Return of the Dragon, Game of Death, or any of this shit, The Green Hornet? How the fuck am I going to watch this and imagine Bruce Lee fighting Sugar Ray Leonard, Floyd Mayweather, fucking Ali and Tyson, and how the fuck am I going to picture this? These are movies, man. These are movies. It has nothing to do with real fighting. So, yeah, man, people got just stupid shit about hate. No, it's no hate, man. I seen a video of Jim Kelly. He was sparring some guy karate style. I think the video might have been like 3 minutes or something like that. I seen Michael Jai White, same thing. Not a whole lot of people that I've seen. Not a whole lot of people. Yeah, but that's but my point. What I'm saying is, even the way they spar with the point system and all or whatever. If you come from a background where you guys are hitting hard, people are getting knocked out, people getting broken, like so, okay, you know what the pain is you go through pain and you know that it gets physical. But once again, still in all, the same thing. And when it comes to boxing, like I said, man, you're throwing these punches thousands of times, man. Thousands. I mean, you're constantly throwing these punches. You're constantly throwing these combinations. You are accustomed to it, and you know what it's like to get hit and have to hit back. But I want y'all, and like I said, this is not to fucking try to. First of all, you can't try to discredit Bruce as a real fighter, because he's not a real fighter. But for whatever little underground fights he had, well, so what? That, like I said, that was against those other guys doing what they did. Type in Bruce Lee hitting a punching bag. In fact, I'm going to post it as a short video if I can find it on something else, because I won't be able to get access to it on here. But just look at how Bruce was hitting that bag. And you fucking tell me his form and everything. You let a motherfucker fight you that way and beat your ass. Y'all got it fucked up. Y'all really do. And these fucking retards that really fall in love with these celebrities be wanting to argue with people and talking about what this person would have done and how this person wasn't human. Like, you're not human either. You're like a new breed of stupid fucking alien. Some type of stupid alien that, what the fuck kind of shit is going on with people? My son was telling me the same thing. Like, Pop, Bruce wasn't no fighter. I'm like, I know. He's like, well, why people be talking like he could beat everybody? I'm like, whatever, man. That's just what people do. They run their mouth about shit that don't make sense. And that's what you're seeing. Anyways, I'm going to post it. Like I said, man, we all love Bruce coming up for what he did, man. You couldn't tell me nothing about Bruce Lee when I was a kid, man. Bruce was that dude. Jim Kelly on him day, baby. Look, man, look. But as far as being a real fighter, no. We talking about you comparing the 5 Deadly Venoms to, Return of the Dragon or whatever. You comparing the characters that they played, which version of Bruce you think would have been able to fight the toad and win, or the snake, or the lizard, or the scorpion, or whatever. Or that's what we were talking about. And now you talking about Bruce Lee beating motherfucking Mike Tyson and all that. Stop that dumb shit. Stop. You think Mike gonna connect on Bruce and Bruce is gonna shake that shit off and all that shit? Right. That motherfucker go night-night. One hit from Mike, Bruce is done. You think Bruce could hurt Mike? Bruce had heavyweight power. Based on what? Even like if you look at the stunts the way they're done, right? Take like, for example, one of the things people always use is the Return of the Dragon scene, where they were in the back and Bruce was demonstrating and that guy was holding that big pad. Remember how he swallowed and Bruce stepped in with all his weight and threw the kick and pushed him off. Okay. If you kick somebody like that, and you gotta also look at how the guy was standing. And they had the boxes back there. Why? Because he's gonna fly and he's gonna land on the boxes to break his fall. So what happens, you think, me at 250 fucking pounds, 255 pounds, if I jump in and fucking put my weight behind, I'll probably make a motherfucker fly across the street. You understand what I'm saying? So to say he had heavyweight power, again, how? You say that. He's even training with motherfuckers his weight. So where does the heavyweight power come in? What have you seen him do that make you say he had heavyweight power? You seen him knock somebody out? No, they're going by things that they see in these movies. That's the type of shit they're going by. Anyways, yeah, man. I'm not telling you nobody Bruce couldn't handle himself in a fucking street fight or whatever the fuck. I'm saying, fuck no, I'm not putting him over no fucking, fighters that actually train and really do this shit for real. I'm not putting, no. And fairness, like people talking about, oh, he's a martial, fuck you martial artists, motherfuckers with that bullshit. Boxing is a martial art as well. And you're disrespecting boxers by fucking putting a 132-pound man that never boxed a day in his fucking life, never trained to actually fight full contact like that with motherfuckers, and y'all gonna sit here and say he could beat actual boxers who do this shit every fucking day. Get the fuck out of here. I don't have to respect what the fuck y'all do no more than y'all have to respect what we do. The fuck out of here with that shit. And on top of that, man, it's one of these things where when I hear people say that shit, I always look and I say, let me ask you something. Who you think made the better movies? Bruce, Jackie Chan, Jet Li, Tony Yalla, who, right? Okay, whoever they choose, whether it's Bruce or whether it's somebody else, do you think that motherfucker is the baddest motherfucker, could just beat anybody? Or nah, okay, so why do you say Bruce can? Because that's what you're programmed to say. Simple as that. Nobody hate Bruce, man. We all love Bruce as a fucking fighter, as an actor and stuff. It's like the characters he played, all of them. Jim Kelly, all of them. Shit, Jim Kelly no different. Jim Kelly get in the ring trying to box. Jim Kelly ain't know how to fucking box, man. Look how he do it. Even how he do his punches in his movies. You know what I'm saying? The fuck is that? Backhand shit. You get knocked the fuck out like that. Then again, look at all the people that try to transition. Don't they prove my point? Okay. Dillian White actually kickboxed. Vitaly Klitschko actually kickboxed. They transitioned into boxing. And they were able to hold their own. Now, if they just trained just kickboxing style, and then they didn't train for boxing, they'd have came and got their asses whooped in that boxing ring. Simple. Talk to me in the comment section, y'all. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hair to people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.